mic and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Woo. What is going on, Bakers? Welcome to Waking Jake. I figure we might even get a couple scraps that we don't normally get because this was a big one. Aaron Judge hit 62. A moment that if you're a sports fan, you'll remember. Yankee fan, you can't forget. And Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs and is the American League home run record. Enjoy all of your morning debate shows about if he is your all-time home run record. I've been talking about it the last couple weeks here. I've been talking about it the last couple weeks in Talking Baseball. Hey, people live in the chat. Good to see you guys again. I know we've been doing the pre-recorded. I love the live chat. Was in the office, me and BBD. We're getting some stuff done. And we said, what are we doing? Let's get on the mic and talk about it. Stanton. Judge takes Tinoco? Is that the pitcher that we like to pretend we're going to remember forever?
Guess so.
It's funny. Jack Curry hit it on the head the other day. It was talking about Bonds. He was talking about McGuire. You don't really remember the pitcher as much as we like to. You remember the guy that did it. And we're going to remember Aaron Judge's season because it has a chance to be remembered as one of the best seasons in baseball history. And the first thing I'd like to drive home, I've said this before, I'll say it again, and I think it's the most powerful thing I can tell someone who doesn't fully appreciate the single-season home run record. I think it is the coolest record in pro sports. I know LeBron's chasing down all-time points in the NBA. If he does that, that will be really cool. Like, I'm not shooting that in the foot at all. Most points per game in a season, if we see that approach, because I think it's near 50, maybe in a few years, maybe offenses start going. There's a next Steph Curry generation that those dudes just get buckets. Yeah, that'll be cool. The home run record, there's a certain specialness to it that almost everyone grows up and plays baseball a little bit. And when you try to swing that bat and you learn what a home run is, basically your one goal is to try to hit a home run. And only so many of us can do it at the Little League level. Never mind when you go to, Mantle or whatever the league, the next league is, or high school ball or AAU ball if you're lucky enough to play at those levels. College ball if you're lucky enough to get there. Any of the other side leagues, Caribbean, overseas, Japan, 4 levels of minor league baseball and pro baseball. Here are the list of guys above Aaron Judge now on the home run list. 73, Barry Bonds. That's currently your record in the books. Mark McGwire, 70. Sammy Sosa, 66. McGwire, 65. Sosa, 64. Sosa, 63. What do all of those have in common? 1998 to 2001. A time period that we know steroids were rampant across baseball. These guys are currently excluded from the Hall of Fame with the most premier record in baseball because of what they were doing. Is the sport at fault? Absolutely. I don't need to give you guys the whole steroids rant. If you know it, cool. If you don't, go check it out somewhere else. But it's part of the story of baseball. Still needs to be told. But for what the guys did on the field, it raises a ton of questions. So let's say we take those guys out. And let's say you've looked into the steroid era and you're not sure where you stand on it, or you already know you're not about it. Let me read to you the guys above Aaron Judge. It's nobody. It's nobody. Nobody has done what this guy has done. And offense around the league is down this year. I think we looked up the average OPS from a league average hitter this year. I think it's around 711. I think in the second half it was 707.
I
think on the year it was a little higher than that.
For the year, 706 second half, something like that.
Aaron Judge is having arguably the best offensive season of all time. He is close to the Triple Crown in the American League with his 61 homers, his 131 RBIs, 131 runs, 16 stolen bases if you want them, a 426 on base, a 1.112 OPS. His OPS plus is 212, which basically means he is the equivalent of two good players. And his offensive numbers say that. I mean, if you saw two guys with 30 home runs, wouldn't you say that's pretty good? I mean, the thing that we've been doing with Shohei Ohtani, as these two have been doing this chicken dance for what's more valuable. A guy that is so head over heels offensively and really good defensively. Do not let that get lost in the mix.
At a premier defensive spot mostly this year.
Versus Shohei Ohtani, who's also doing something we've never seen before. Until Shohei Ohtani basically last year, as he was so good pitching and he got better. His hitting slightly down last year, or if not up to even, because he's actually been really hot lately.
I think he caught himself.
A 158 OPS plus last year, a 147 this year. So he's sneaking up. It's basically the same. Either way, we are seeing something so uniquely special in baseball and in sports, and I hope you're appreciating it because it's about as good as it gets. Judge as good of a dude as you're going to see. And by the way, we're talking about, what do we like in our athletic figures? Shaq is maybe the most beloved, one of the most beloved person in U.S. society because he's this massive human that kind of did something different on a basketball court or made it look different. Aaron Judge, he's larger than life. Listed 6'7", 282. Shohei Ohtani, he's doing something we've never seen before. For a little bit, I was on a kick that these guys should split a co-MVP and let that be the storyline and let people argue over that and let baseball in the spotlight. Because if it's these two guys in the spotlight, that is perfect for this game. Shohei Ohtani is already an international superstar. Judge will be. He will be. New York, baseball, who he is, the contract he's about to get, what baseball means in Japan, where there's some kid over there that just broke their home run record. How crazy is that? The timing of that seems like something that we'll mention in a history book someday. I mean, it's an international game now. The WBC is sneaking up. What are they going to talk about there? I mean, if Judge is signed by there, how hard of a push are we going to get that big fella to be on what should be a more international stage? And if he's already got the money in the bank, I don't know. I'm open to it as a Yankee fan that will surely be yelling, please don't play in that, Aaron Judge, because I want to keep him healthy if he resigns with the Yankees. And by the way, spotlight in a good way, this dude hitting free agency. No blemishes anywhere on the profile. Anywhere. I mean, every interview has been a 10 out of 10. His play has been an 11 out of 10. It's something we haven't seen before. And this guy is hitting free agency. And the numbers we are going to hear this offseason are going to be incredible. No, it's one thing you probably won't hear this offseason as I sit here in an I Love Baseball shirt from the John Boy Media store. Go get yours today. And so much others. We got a ton of stuff.
There's options there. Go give it a scroll.
No, it's the one thing you cannot tell me this offseason that gets heard every offseason for the past 150 years. Baseball is dying. Tell me that. Tell me that with Aaron Judge smashing, I think, the premier record in sports. the single season home run record, it kind of doesn't get better than that. You know, the Tiger Slam was so cool when he had all the majors, and that's 4 events. And, you know, again, we saw Tom Brady break the NFL passing touchdown records in a season. We've seen career passing touchdowns broken. When Emmitt Smith broke the rushing record years ago, I remember that being really cool. And you know, football is football, right? Football finds a way to be king. Yet the home run record, I don't know. I know everyone was tuning into this. We were doing the cut-ins. I know some people didn't like it because we live in a niche world where you watch what you want to watch. So if you wanted to watch Aaron Judge hit, you could. At the same time, I love sports. I like coming on here and talking sports, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, whatever the topic is at the time. If a good golf, tennis, if someone needs to be shout out. I still love sports. My first AOL username was Sports Jake. That's the basic cat I am. That I loved it. I loved that there was a college football game at the bar, but they cut to Aaron Judge in the home run chase. Like, how many other records would they do that for?
There's not really other sports that, like, the records matter the same way they do for baseball, just in for any record, really, but especially home run records.
I think it's the premier record in sports. I couldn't be happier for Aaron Judge going into a contract year. I couldn't be happier for baseball. I can't be happier for his wife, Sam, who I can say is a friend of mine. Last time at the stadium, we waved. She gave me a hug. I was almost blushing. Why should she even know me? And it's because of the support of a lot of people like you, from Talking Yanks to Wake and Jake to Talking Baseball to whatever it is. I can't thank you guys enough for putting us in that sort of position. And I hope you guys enjoy the hell out of what this really is. I hope you remember where you were when you were watching it. And I hope, obviously in a biased way, that this postseason, that big man continues to put on a display. Because that would be great things for baseball. It would be great things for my Yankees. So biasly, I'm saying that as I sit here in a Diamondbacks hat. I just think it's so special what we got to see today that I want to hop on the mic in front of you guys and talk about a little bit. So know that I love you guys. This whole Aaron Judge rant was brought to you by Ridge Wallet. Ridge Wallet. You've probably seen it by now. I'm familiar with this, and I don't get out a lot. But I know the Ridge Wallet because it holds up to 12 cards, room for cash. There's 30 colors, carbon, fiber, burnt titanium. We were throwing this thing around the office like it was a football. They have over 50K 5-star reviews, and the durable material means each wallet comes with a lifetime warranty either way. You get to test drive it for 45 days. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. They'll send it back. But guess what? They haven't had a lot of people do that because you'll fall in love with it. Check out the link in the description and use code JOHNBOY for 10% off your Ridge Wallet. Make sure you get yours today. People, I can't thank you enough. Like I said before, go look in the depths of all-time season, and Aaron Judge is up there. The guys that you can compare him with are Ruth, Williams, or it goes back to that steroid era, which I'm fine discussing in baseball history, and it needs to be discussed in baseball history. But clearly, there is an outlier in a couple things, mostly those home runs that I mentioned from those dudes, that it can't be ignored. Barry Bonds was so good. And could he have beaten the single-season home run record? Maybe. When he got older and stronger and beefier like you see a lot of players do? Maybe. If he had stayed healthy for the whole season and wasn't on steroids, I think he had the talent to. Does that mean I think he would have? We'll never know. Because he was on the juice. And I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I think he made a conscious decision, and it worked out for him in a way. But the never knowing is kind of forever. So I hate that it ends there, and at the same time, part of me loves it. A good sports conversation will last forever, and talking about Prime Bonds and what he could have done and what he did do. It's still very special. It's incredibly special but in a way it's tainted. And it has been. The guy's not in the Hall of Fame. So I don't want to dwell on that. I want to dwell on what Aaron Judge has done. And again, I ask you, go look at the single season home run records on paper. Hearing me say it or talking with your buddies, that means something. Go look at the website. Go print it out, whatever you want to do. Seeing that it's only those 3 guys, that means something. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Wake and Jake, we have a full podcast that gets everything on it. Actually, this will probably be separate and split, but we also do some weekend football stuff, all the baseball throughout the playoffs, basketball when it picks up. I love sports, like I told you. So, thank you for tuning into this.
As Judge gets removed from the game,
Yeah.
we're being removed from it too.
Ooh, a double removal. Thank you, guys. If you tune in next, we'll be talking some football. I think that'll be up Thursday, and then we'll do a weekend recap Monday. Plus, playoff baseball is here. It doesn't get much better than this, people. Thank you. Bake the algorithm. Share with your friends. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Leave a review. Subscribe. Over 7K subs. Let's go, baby. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Check out everything on John Boy Media. Weekly Dumb, Talking Baseball, Shea Station, JJTV, Compound, Ian Happ, Talking Yanks, Pinstripe Strong. The breakdowns are getting big. The merch store's getting big. We're streaming.